Hello, and welcome to the legendary world of Minecraft Legends. This is the Legends of Minecraft podcast. I am Stillhound 4004, and you wouldn't believe who's here with me.
Hello, this is Kaboom 2084.
It's been so long since the last podcast. I mean, really.
I know. It feels like it's been seconds, maybe minutes.
Maybe minutes. So if you missed it, we just did another podcast here. Because of how big these topics were and how long the changelog was, we spent the entire last two podcasts talking about the recent updates. But now it's time for the brand new Lost Legend, the Crucible, a fan favorite Lost Legend of mine.
Yes, Hound, I am so wanting to hear, because I did my video and then I watched your video and I was like, oh no, I don't know if Hound's having fun.
Hey, so... it was such a fun and engaging experience. It's one of those things that makes you want to rage quit.
And I think you ended up having to do that by the end of the playthrough because of some issues.
For context, the Crucible is a fun little map. Actually, okay, in all honesty, I think this is one of the most unique Lost Legends. I really like the layout. If only they could have done it right. I'm going to be the bad cop here. But it is a nice layout. You start in a bastion, you cannot leave the bastion, and you're going from cage to cage, slowly upgrading yourself and your army.
Yes, and so I'm going to be the good cop. I really love this Lost Legends. I think it could be, or was, one of the more engaging ones. And I didn't know what to expect in each area. And so I was surprised with the more troops, bigger troops, all the way up to the very last boss. And this was probably the first Lost Legends that took me several times to figure out how to beat it.
In all honesty, I've only played it once. I'm not sure if I plan to play it again or not, but it is unique, and I do appreciate the hard work. I mean, you know, even if I personally hate it with a burning passion, this took time, and you know, it really shows. I mean, the amount of work to lay it all out and be strategic about it, it's cool, and this has a unique twist. You don't build you have to build spawners, but you don't have any resources. Upon each thing you conquer, you get a piece of lapis, which is all you need to be able to make some more troops. And I think that's a neat twist on it.
Yeah, and you know, the thing I think that would have made this game an A++ game in my book is if you had gotten more lapis as you went to each area. And because in my playthrough, I show you how to get through it by jumping in the lava after each area so that you get more lapis, which is kind of a weird way to win a game if you think about it. But I have currently gotten to, I think, chamber 5 without dying. And chamber 6, Hound, the door wouldn't open.
So it's bad cop time. You know, you're just walking through it. Now, if only I would have seen like your tips and tricks video on this Lost Legends. Now, I did figure out that I had to jump in lava for myself, but it's like, okay, starting off, the gate doesn't even open properly. Like the first one, you're sitting there with a half an hour timestamp, and for me, like, you know, you're starting in a room that has no piglins, right? It's your little safety zone. It's like, okay, I'm in this world now. Like, there's nothing here. Do I advance on? The gate's not open. Now, that was the first gate. It did eventually open, right? And then there started the countdown. But for me, it was, like, long enough to make you say, am I doing this right?
Right. Yeah. You like, start questioning what's happening, and
right.
You're trying to figure it out, waiting for something to pop up and attack you.
That's just how it started.
Yeah. I've started that game a couple times, and the gates were completely gone.
Really?
Yeah. So I think it may have a couple bugs there between not opening and then the gates just completely not being there at all. And they're like one extreme or the other. But
For even more context for the viewers, I mean, you can watch my video if you want. Hey, free self-advertising, but it's like, okay,
yes.
I beat an area. I beat an area. It's gone. It magic. It's all gone now. Okay, I can leave. Right? There's these little bridges, and there's a gate on each side of the bridge. Well, the one that I'm done with, it opens. It opens. I'm able to walk down the bridge, and that's all I'm able to do. Now,
Hmm.
the wall was being a bad job at being a wall. I was able to jump over the wall with my little horse, and I think a couple troops were able to follow, which might have been a game saver if I didn't run out of time. But looking around the next chamber, the wrong door opened. If I would have been done with that chamber, the right door would have opened, but I needed in the first place, which
Yeah.
wasn't an option. They opened the wrong door.
Yeah, and then you have and being a time trial, every second counts, and now all your troops are behind, and yeah, so I really did feel bad for you on that one. Um, but I would say, Hound, you got to get in there and get that skin. That was a pretty cool prize.
It is, and it's always enticing. I know I will have to take another whack at it. I don't know if I'll make a video out of it or if I'll just have another fun time again, but it is worth another try just for that skin.
Yeah, and I think you have multiple players in that, so I could probably jump in there with you and help you get that victory.
Now, here's the thing though, and I don't know. I want your take on it, but I was wondering. So, after my fun experience of the game not working how it was supposed to, it kind of got me to thought. And like I said, I ranted about this at the end of the video because it's like, just so frustrating at the time. Well, here's the thing though. They released this big update, the one we talked about last podcast, and they were actually calling that, a major update, which is pretty cool. Can't wait to see what Minecon has to offer. But, okay, major update, great. They've been spending time on this update. Well, here, they release a Lost Legends at the exact same time. And my thought was, it was unbalanced. You have to die to be able to get resources that you physically need to complete the run. They're not even opening the right gates. If we're getting our first major update, I feel like that's enough reason to maybe postpone a Lost Legends for a month. I think people would have been happy with the update if they wouldn't have gotten a slightly rigged, maybe slightly under cared for Lost Legend.
Yeah, and so thinking about this, I feel like I've experienced that in a few of the Lost Legends. I don't have a list of them in front of me, and I always try to have a very positive attitude on this game and the Lost Legends. I definitely saw that, and I wonder if they're, if the time crunch uh, is an issue with putting these out and having, because I'm like, would they've had more people yelling at them about, you know, where's my Lost Legends at? You promised me a Lost Legends. And versus, you gave me a Lost Legends and it doesn't work completely right. I'm sure somebody at Minecraft Legends is getting paid a lot of money to make those decisions. But I would say, you know, I think overall, if there's a lot going on and you need to get the base game stuff taken care of, maybe it's like, hey, we're going to take a break for a couple months on the Lost Legends and put all our people on the campaign and the PvP stuff, get that taken care of, and then move into, launching the Lost Legends. I really felt like they did that with the um, mini games that came out. They seemed really expensive, and like the final boss. Uh, the final boss was not a good final boss battle. Um, so I'm definitely with you. If you're gonna release, especially when you release three things that you're paying, I think I paid $10 for that game. Um, so if you're gonna do that, I think I would hold off definitely and be like, okay. And I made a funny little video that said, "Hey, reach out to us. We'll play through your game and find the bugs." So I don't know if that's happening. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think it might be better to hold off because it's Minecraft Legends is starting to get that kind of getting a reputation of putting things out that are 90% complete.
Right. And I love that wording in there of taking a break from the Lost Legends to work on the other things. Right? I mean, if they were to downright say, oh, yeah, this is a big failure, we're stopping with the Lost Legends, how could you not be mad at that? But I could so understand, like, even every other month, as long as we were getting something every once in a while, I would be happy. Like, if we're able to get something better every other month than every month, so be it. But I'm not sure what they're doing right now is working for them necessarily. I mean, they're making great stuff, and it's hard not to love the update, and the passion is there and it shows. But it's okay to not like overdo it too, you know?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's I feel like you and me both enjoy this game. I mean, we're doing podcasts, we're doing, content on our channels. So we're both definitely pro this game. We want to see this thing succeed. I really hope to see I really hope to see a lot of people come back to the game with these updates that have been really, really great. I would just say, hey, uh, maybe it's every other month. Maybe that's what
Right,
happens
yeah.
because you just don't want to get that reputation of oh, this is a buggy, glitchy game, and because I think you got to establish um, the you got to establish the game that what people are getting is good,
Right.
and
Well,
so yeah.
and here's my worry that starts to come into play. It's what? Happy August, everyone? We got, and I know I think I mentioned this before, not to ride the same horse, but Minecraft Live is coming out, and that's going to be a big time. I mean, I know it's called Minecraft Legends, but it's still Minecraft Live. And I'm guaranteeing you're going to see stuff from Dungeons, from Minecraft, right? It's their event. This is where they're going to show stuff. So it's almost hard not to expect something big. I mean, I know we just talked about a new quote unquote major update, but it's hard not to expect maybe a new boss or something. I mean, something big at Live. Well, how can they work on this, if they're having to crank out these Lost Legends every single month? It's like, where are they going to actually work on the true game stuff? Like, we don't want the big reveals and stuff to suffer just because every month, okay, it's another month, but we need to work on this, but it's another month. And I don't know, but it seems like it seems maybe scary. Maybe they'll be able to pull it off. Maybe they just had an off week, but you know,
Well, and I I do hope they keep up the Lost Legends every month once they've worked everything else out. Because I do really enjoy it, and uh, I don't I don't know how much energy, effort, time, and productivity and somebody is putting into these. Um, but I definitely would have someone. Uh, I definitely would work out some of the bugs
yeah,
and work on putting out smaller things that are of a higher quality. Um, and for me, it was my goal is to figure out the hints and the tips and the tricks to get other people to be able to beat the level if they're struggling. you know so I'm not really thinking too much about the bugs at the time when I'm going through it. But I'm like, oh, hey, here's this bug. And I think when the person said, here, this one structure supports this many skeletons, and I think they probably did that so that you had to use different troops
Right.
to get through the levels. But I mean, it didn't take me long to figure out,
A
hey, if I just
workaround.
spawn, yeah, I was like, oh, hey, here's a workaround. Now you can have all skeletons. So I think it's some of those simple things, and maybe as
It's my
a person that's designing the game, maybe they're not a gamer who is like, what exploit can I use, you know, to beat this level, and uh, you know, get victory over this thing. And so part of me wants to go back and play it, maybe the way they meant it to be played.
right, sure.
Um, but at the same time, I'm like, I have a real hard time not just spawning in the skeletons because they're just so good at what they do.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you. I do. So I would say I hope they keep the Lost Legends up. Now, is there a big reveal for Minecraft Legends at Minecraft Live, and when is that?
Right as of right now, it's not a planned date yet, but it should be around September, October is usually when it's around. And yeah.
And so that's all the Minecraft stuff.
Mhm.
Awesome. Do you know where it's going to be at this year?
Usually they have a nice live event in Florida. However, the last few years, due to when COVID hit, it was moved to online only. I hope to see a return of an in-person event soon, but I don't think this year is that year yet either. Minecraft Live usually has this. I mean, when it's coming up and you're in the Minecraft community, you're gonna know it, but there should be links. It should be on their official YouTube channel, and hopefully we'll hear the date soon.
Yeah, awesome. Well, maybe we'll get to be able to do something with that. So that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Now, I just wanted to bring up, you said something about going back and fixing bugs. Now, we've seen, I remember, I was at the changelog last week, not the
Yeah,
last episode, but that they went back and made improvement times on something for an Xbox Lost Legend. Like, they went back and
it
tweaked
was the
something.
breakout.
Right. Yeah, which
Yeah.
was like, what, the second one? And I
Mm-hmm.
would love to see some balance with that lapis. Now, it wouldn't bug me as much, and while I'm playing the bad cop here, I just wanted to bring up this point too. I had gotten one comment on my video, and they said, the same thing happened with me with the gate. Now, I thought,
Mm,
I've had bugged runs before, right? I've had bugged runs, and I knew there was something bad. Maybe it didn't install properly, right? I play around with the files, shame on me. I didn't do that to this one, and it was fun to make fun of it for a video. But why I might be being so hard, it's like, okay, someone who happened to watch Small Little Hound 4004's video had the same outcome. Like, I hope it's not happening to other people and truly ruining their experience.
yeah, I wonder, if anyone's listening to this, put in the comments below if you've had an issue with the gate. I would be really interested because I had an issue when I was doing my all skeleton run, um, where I was like gonna do I was gonna try to do a zero death run, and I
Mm,
I got to chamber 7 and the door didn't open, and I tried to jump over, I tried to do everything, and it kept, I'd get through and then it would pull me back. Um,
right.
so I wonder if that is a bigger bug than there's 3 of us in a very small community.
Exactly. Well, if I can like completely not talk about Legends for a minute, because I just think this is a funny experience too. Because might as well. It was Minecraft. It was Minecraft Dungeons, and I don't think I've actually posted a video on my channel. Oh well. But bugs happen, and I get it. I think it was the tower on Minecraft Dungeons, and for the record, that's just something where you start at the bottom floor, it's like a big skyscraper, and you gotta clear out mobs. Pretty similar to some of these legends, Lost Legends. Pretty similar to this last Lost Legend, in fact. But basically, each floor, you could almost. In terms of this last Lost Legends and my Dungeons run, each floor was maybe one of the cages, right? So, in Minecraft dungeons, these floors, well, I started my run and went through the first floor. There was no mobs. Walked right through. Went to the second floor. Looked around. It's like, looked left, right. Hey, no traffic. Next floor. Like, I was just going without having to use my sword once, right? And these are just some of the funny moments. And that's what makes a game kind of fun. I mean, it's not supposed to happen, but it is a game made by human beings. It happens. And
Hmm.
this is where some of those funny moments come from too. I mean, so I realize I might have been like a bit harsh. It's like, no, no, bad, but it can be truly funny too. And
Yeah.
two experiences in the Minecraft universe with very similar concepts. It's like it adds to a fun pile.
Yeah. I don't think you. I'm glad you can laugh about it now, Hound. I don't. I just think everyone should go watch your video. Though I felt bad for you. I was like, oh no, oh Hounds. And my video was all like, this is the best Lost Legends ever, and Hound's video is like, don't ever play this game.
If only I would have seen your tips and tricks, man. Oh,
Yeah. Well, the gate. If the gate didn't open, the gate didn't open. You were done for.
yeah.
Yeah, you were done. I mean, even if you had, it would have. But you know what? I think you can get through it now. I don't think you're gonna have any problems.
Well,
So,
in all truthfulness, like I was kind of laid back. It's like even if the gate would have opened, for sure I would have ran out of time within seconds, right?
mm,
I didn't just stand there and say, "Oop, the gate's not opening." Like I didn't just stand there. I was still on the run. I would have run out of time. I mean,
yeah.
it was a bad run from the to begin with. I didn't exactly know what I was doing either, right? Just first time opening it, trying to make a video and trying to make it funny, and so I'm sure it'd be a complete night and day experience if I were to load that one up again, but
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It was a fun video. I enjoyed it.
you gotta have those. You gotta have those.
Definitely. Oh wait, I got a video coming out where I tried to lure the wrong troops and I start throwing a fit about the game being bugged and like why are these troops not coming in? It's like this really intense moment and I'm like get in there guys, go. We're going to build the wall up. And I'm like running around and I'm like losing it and then I realize that I'm on the blue team and those are orange troops. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then part of me was like, I'm going to delete this and never let the world see it. And then the other part of me was like, this is a great video that people are going to have a lot of fun watching. So, heck yeah, I'm going to upload it and own every second of my mistake.
You got it. If the gameplay's not funny itself, you got to be able to make fun of yourself too, and that's where some of the fun comes in.
Definitely, definitely.
It's like you did what?
Yeah. Those are some of the best videos.
Well, and it's like, and I think I've mentioned this before, but it's still funny to think about. It's like, okay, when you're sitting there recording, like so much is going through your mind. You're making commentary. You're playing the game itself, having to be strategic, and then it's like, oh, where's the tree? And it's like you're standing on top of one. When you're an editor, it's like it's right there. But when you're there in the moment too, it's like it just adds to the comedy.
Yes, yes, those are some of the best moments. Well, Hound, so do you have any parting thoughts on this overall? What grade would you give this?
I mean, from my first experience, and I'm able to laugh about it and take half of what I say, I think, too, with a grain of salt. I mean, it's fun to make fun of it, but I think there is, at any rate, a couple things that could be and should be changed in some balances. So I don't know if I should use letters or numbers or Egyptian symbols. So I'm just gonna
I'm good
say
with hieroglyphics.
I'm good with hieroglyphics. I'm gonna give it a chiseled creeper face.
Awesome. And I will give it a sandstone block with a relic.
There we go. No, in all honesty, though, if we were on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 was absolutely phenomenal, and 1 absolutely stinked, I'm going to, due to what happened to me, it's a, so here's what I'm basing it off of. Is it unique? Absolutely. Is it unbalanced? Absolutely. And I think both of the two things are exactly conflicting, and I'm going to have to put it right in the middle at a 5.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that's fair. I would have probably given it like an 8 or a 9, uh,
Really?
before I before I watched your
Right.
video, and before the second run through. So I probably would come in at probably about a 7 now, maybe a six
actually,
and a half.
actually, although thinking about it, you know what? I'm going to tally it up plus 1, 6.
Okay, yeah. Um, so I will. We're gonna see. I'm gonna do this again. Hopefully, I'm not gonna get in, 15 minutes and have any issues. But I think again, it's a fun little Lost Legend. It's the only one that I played several times um, after beating it and getting the prize because I was like, oh, you know what? What if I play it the way it's meant to be played? What if I try to beat it with 0 deaths? Is that possible? So, yeah, I'd give it a 7. I think I'd give it a 7 overall.
That's fair. That's fair. And
Yeah.
I know I'm able to joke and say, "Oh, and I'm never gonna play it again." I'm gonna play it again, and I do want to try it. Like I said, I'm not sure if it'll end up in a video or not, but I will try and get that skin and try and play it through as intended. I at least want to see the boss's face, and that's a goal.
Yeah. It's a pretty it was weird. The boss is glitched too. I had
Ooh,
my run through the boss was the first time when I actually beat it, there was tons of structures, tons of uh somehow the boss like I don't understand.
ooh. Can I go back to Bad Cop for a minute though?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So another thing though that I thought was kind of interesting, right? When you go through, just regular legends, you destroy that main portal. Even if you've destroyed everything or not, if there's some things still standing around and you've destroyed that center portal, everything disappears. All the arrow towers, the piglins towers and stuff, they magically disappear. You've victorious over that base. Well, when some of the gates lower on the Lost Legends, that
Mm,
means
yeah.
that you've gotten that main thing, but those structures are still shooting you down. So you do have to take an extra couple seconds to destroy those structures. And with only a half an hour, which is a lot shorter of a Lost Legends, I would maybe like to see, you know, a little bit shaved off of that. So maybe once you are able to walk through the next gate, all the structures magically disappear. I wouldn't hate that.
No, yeah, I think, yeah, all the structures exploding at the end once you've achieved the victory over all those. Yeah, I think that would be a. I think that'd be would make sense. Like that's what normally happens.
Sorry for bad.
You've.
Sorry for bad cop intrusion.
Oh no, no, you're fine. So yeah, the very last boss, the first time, I was swarmed. I mean, it was like he was spawning out these other mobs like every 15 seconds. There was a new wave. And then the second time I beat it, uh, doing my playthrough, you'll notice at the very end, it's just the boss. There's no
Hmm.
buildings, there's no other mobs, and I killed him like really quick. And I was like really surprised and now having this conversation with you, I think that bugged out. I think the structure's bugged out and I think that his spawning
Well, those
bugged
structures,
out.
those structures were kind of annoying because even if you were like clear back at wave, chamber one, and you were walking across the bridge with one of those troops, there was something from clear in the middle that was, I think, I don't know what they're called, but they shoot these massive things and then they kind of explode a little bit. And
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the big guy throwing a spear at you.
oh, that's the big guy.
Yeah.
I feel like for this Lost Legends, his range should be nerfed a little bit. Because if you're cleared back at the beginning and you're being
I
shot by
know.
him, like
You're
wow.
getting hit. I know. He's OP, man. He's like, hey, see that thing that's four or eight chambers away? Spirit of the face.
Ouch.
Hey, where did my whole army go? Oh, they're dead. They're in the lava.
Goodbye.
Sorry, guys. I guess I'll just jump in and join you so I can get that emergency lapis.
Right. Well, okay, and for more like critiquing, I think it would be kind of neat if going back to, if you clear, and I get it, right? It's a punishment for death. But since the best way to get lapis was set jumping in the nice hot tub below you, it would be it would be a quality thing of, you clear a chamber. So now if you die, you respawn at the chamber that now has just spread the grass all over. That's where you get to spawn in your troops. It's kind of becomes home base. So why can't you respawn there?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Being a timed event like that.
I mean, I get it.
Uh,
It's a punishment for death. You have to start
yeah.
clear back at the beginning. I get it, but
That's the only thing I would think is that they want to make you pay a little bit. That's the
right.
only. Yeah.
I don't know. Just some of my thoughts on just little tweaks. Rather, if you can open the gate or not, I mean, you can make it nicer along the way.
Yeah. Right. All right. You know what? Put gates in that you can take out with cobblestone, guys. Well, I guess never mind. Forget I said that. Never mind. Don't do that. But I'd rather have the ability to get through the gate than have that lava indestructible appearance to it. But
Right.
maybe something like that.
Or
I don't.
just for like, precaution. It's like, okay, we're going to put this gate in here and it's going to destroy itself when you finish the thing. But in case it doesn't, why not let your troops be able to destroy it? I think I sent some creepers at because I was using I was just trying it out, playing around, and I
Uh
sent
huh.
some creepers, and it's like, oh hey, we made a nice hole in the wall. Now thinking back, I wonder if the creepers now actually might have, because they can blow up quite nicely. So I wonder if maybe there was a workaround now that I think about it, but
Oh, interesting.
I was actually able to blow a piece of the wall away. I'm not able to send my troops at the wall itself, but the wall was in the range of the blast, and they kind of just went.
Interesting. Huh. Well, yeah, maybe yeah, that might be a workaround. If somebody has found an issue and they just can't get through that gate, you might have come up with a really good way to do it. Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if someone from Minecraft Legends, hopefully they're getting those reports, and hopefully there'll be an update. Which I thought they had dated the falling in lava thing because it loaded in and it seemed like it was doing a little bit of a download.
Hmm.
Um, and I was like, oh, maybe somebody nerfed my. Maybe somebody watched my video and they're like, I'm gonna fix this. No more dying in the lava and no more emergency lapis. Send. And it's like, oh no. So as of right now, that hasn't happened. But I mean, if they do that and give you more lava, if they give you more lapis when you defeat an area, I definitely think that would be an improvement overall.
Yeah, for sure.
But awesome, Hound. Well, so glad to talk to you about this,
It has
and
been fun, yeah.
yeah, this has been good. So, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, for sure. It's always fun, and you know, I can't wait for the next Lost Legends and whenever our next podcast episode is.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much. Looking forward to that next Lost Legends. Unless they happen to listen to this and they're like, okay, we'll take a break and give you guys something really good in 2 months. But don't get mad at us, everyone.
And yeah, so with that, that is our show. And with a proper outro this time, since, last episode was free self-advertising for this one, that is everything, and we are the Legends of Minecraft podcast. there is a link tree with all our links. And in fact, we might be expanding upon that with more official accounts of this podcast. Stay tuned for that. We have a link tree. It's in the description. But the main fun and joy is here at YouTube at the Legends of Minecraft podcast. And adios. See you next time.
Bye.